Alright, what is up everyone? It's Zerlo here with Zerlo Gaming, bringing us back our next pre-release pack for Strixhaven. This one is going to be Lorehold, our pre-release pack. If you caught our last video, I did talk about a lot of the Strixhaven abilities that come up, but I will continue to talk about them this time. This is set up with different colleges, so there are 5 different colleges, so there's a pre-release pack for each one, and I've got them all. So we've already done Prismari, so if you haven't checked that out, please do. And then, you know what, we're just going to go ahead and jump right into opening this. So let's do that. We got this all opened up now. The plastic took me like 2 hours to open, so that was fun. So we're just going to go ahead and open this on up, see what comes in it. So, as always, we put that there so we know what we're doing. Crack this open. Got our dice. We got 18 on the last video. I'm hoping to get a 19 or a 20, but we'll see. 15. We're going downhill. That seems about right for my life, so that's perfect. And then we got our packs and stuff. So I'm just going to close this up real fast. Rebox it. Put that there. We have 5 packs. This is another one. So technically it's 6 packs, but this is to help build towards your school. It's specifically designed for your school. So you may not get anything good here, but if you had to, you could just play with this, I guess. that would be a rough day. So we're just going to go ahead and set those aside. And then we got the nice card separator. It's a good one. I hate the color red. And then our neat little art card or art thingy that tells us Lorehold College of Archaeomancy. Sweet. If I was smarter, I would know what that means. But I think it's gonna have to deal with throwing rocks and shit. So that's what it kind of sounds like. We're gonna go ahead and open up this guy. On the back here, there is an arena code, so I'm not gonna show that, but I will show the front card. So we got that opened up. Unfortunately, it's double-sided, so I did get to see it before I showed you. It's the Archaic Wanderer, which I think is actually a pretty good card. Whenever an opponent casts an instant or sorcery spell, you may pay 2, or they may pay 2. If they don't, you may copy that spell. You may choose new targets for the copy, and that has a flip side. Sorcery. Explore the vast lands. Each player looks at the top 5 cards of their library. Oh, let me zoom in real quick so you can actually see. Yeah, that's better, John. So each player looks at the top 5 cards of their library and reveals a land card and or an instant or sorcery card from among them. Then puts the card they revealed this way into their hand and the rest on the bottom of their library in a random order. Each player gains 3 life. I personally like the idea of the front side, but the back side has its options. So we're just going to go ahead and put her over here. And we're going to just get to opening the packs. Unlike the last video, I'm not going to open up the random one because I was thinking that was just lands. But it's not. It's got things and stuff. So we're going to go ahead and open up this one. Number 5. Or our first one, however you want to count it. But we got 5 to go through plus a bonus. I opened that in the worst possible way. So we have Thrilling Discovery. You gain 2 life, then you may discard 2 cards. If you do, draw 3 cards. We have a Spectacle Mage. I wish this would have been in the other one, but okay. Cogwork Archivist. Combat Professor. Arcane Subtraction. Target creature gets -4, -0 until end of turn. Enthusiastic Study. I'm not gonna read all the cards, just maybe some that catch my eye. But it'll probably help if I hold it up here. Fucking goddamn it. Okay, fantastic. That didn't happen. Mage Hunter's Onslaught. Study Break. Environmental Sciences lesson card. First in common, tend to the pest. As an addition to additional cost to cast a spell, sacrifice a creature, create X 1/1 black and green pest creatures with creature tokens. With when creatures die, you gain 1 life, where X is the sacrifice creature's power. So you could definitely do something crazy with that if you wanted to, but that's not our school. Umbral Juke. Choose one. Target player sacrifices a creature or planeswalker, or create a 2/1 black and white inkling flying token. I said that in a weird way, but that's fine. Ether Helix. This one's not even part of our school either. Return target permanent to its owner's hand. Return target permanent card from your graveyard to your hand. And then for our rare, which won't help us out, flying. When elite spellbender or binder enters the battlefield, look at target opponent's hand. You may exile a non-land card from it. For as long as that card remains exiled, the owners may play it. A spell cast this way costs 2 more colorless to cast. Interesting. Oh, a mythic to Fairy's Protection. That is a fucking win right there. Even though it's not part of our college, this is a money card. So this is a value card. Until next turn, your life total can't change, and you gain protection from everything. All permanents you control phase out. Exile to Fairy's Protection. So that's a winner for a mythic. I will definitely be thinking about that one for about 2 more seconds. Alright. Number 4 or number 2? You decide. Really? Fucker. Alright, so I'm going to go through these a little bit quicker because I don't want to do 30-minute videos every time. So, common, land, common, 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 common. Hall Monitor, not going to read it. Has haste, so that's cool. Zephyr Boots, so that's cool. We will probably put that in with our deck. Wormhole Serpent. Target creature can't be blocked this turn. Once again, probably will go in the deck. Dagomoth Titan. So whenever Dagomoth Titan attacks or blocks, sacrifice a creature. It's a rare, so we of course read it. And then Croson Grip. Doesn't help our deck any, but this is a good card. Has split second, so it can't be countered. And then you can destroy target artifact or enchantment, so that's strong. And then a pest token. Fantastic. Fantastical. Keep hearing a buzzing sound and I'm like, but my phone's in front of my face. How is there a buzzing sound? It's outside. Man, I am having the worst luck opening these. Alright, starting off. Once again, comments. Super quick to go through. And I'm not impressed. Some of our last packs in the last video were kind of weird. Yeah, this one's weird too. It has a rare right here. I don't know why. Academic Probation. So lesson card. So choose a non-land card name. Opponents can't cast spells with the chosen name until next turn. Or choose target non-land permanent until next turn. It can't block, and its activated abilities cannot be activated. Nice. Reduce to memory. Exile target non-land permanent. Its controller creates a 3/2 red and white spirit creature token, so that could go in our deck. Honor Troll. Vigilance. If you would gain life, you gain that much +1 instead. Honor Troll gets +2/+1 as long as you have 25 or more life. It's not bad. Zamone, Quandrix Protégé. You may pay 1 and tap her, and then you can put a land card from your hand onto the battlefield tapped. Or you can pay 4 and tap her, and you can draw a card. If you control 8 or more lands, draw 2 cards instead, so double value. And then we got a Strixhaven Stadium for a land, so I think we're doing okay. We're not doing bad. There's a lot to read now, so I had it way too far down. I apologize. Add a colorless, put a point counter on Strixhaven Stadium. Whenever a creature deals combat damage to you, remove a point counter from Strixhaven Stadium. Whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to an opponent, put a point counter on Strixhaven Stadium. Then, if it has 10 or more point counters on it, remove them all, and that player loses the game. Fucking done. Alright, so that's a rare, so we'll put that with our rares. Adventurous Impulse. We saw this in the last opening, but I'll go ahead and read it just in case you didn't see it. Look at the top cards of your library. You may reveal a creature card or land card from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest in the bottom of your library in any order. And just a common. Soothsayer's Adept plus a spirit token. Alright. Second to last pack. Oh, I opened that one like it was nothing. Okay, going through commons real quick. You'll probably see some of these in the deck anyways, so don't you worry none. Alright, commons. So Mortality Spear. This spell costs 2 less to cast if you gained life this turn. Team Pennant. Equip creature has +1/+1 and has Vigilance and Trample. Equip creature token 1. Equip 3. I don't know what this means. Defender. You gain 1 life. Sacrifice Overgrown Arc and Learn. So Learn's an ability where you can get something called a lesson card. Lesson cards are... well, let me show you. In the pile of uncommons, we have a lesson card. It's right here. So these need to go into a sideboard. You can have, I believe, up to 7. And so whenever you do use a lesson card, you can actually draw and use this and cast it. Or you can just discard a card and draw a card. So you can do either one. So that's really what lessons are. And Biblioplex, another land. So tap to add 1 colorless. Pay 2 tap. Look at the top card of your library. If it's an instant or sorcery card, John, hold it up higher. If it's an instant or sorcery card, you may reveal it and put it into your hand, and if you don't, put the card into your... and if you don't put the card into your hand, you may put it into your graveyard. Activate only as if you have exactly 0 or 7 cards in your hand. Not that good. And then our Mystical Archives card. Strategic Planning. Look at the top 3 cards of your library, put 1 of them into your hand and the rest into your graveyard. Cool. And then Junk card. This is our last actual booster. So we have Quandrix Pledge Mage starting it off, and we're just going to skip right on through all these. I will learn my hand placement eventually, where I can hold the cards so they can be seen. Alright, so solve the equation. Search your library for an instant or sorcery card, reveal it and put it into your hand, then shuffle. Return Past Caller. Flying, when returned past caller enters the battlefield, return target spirit, instant, or sorcery card from your graveyard to your hand. Master a Symmetrist. Reach can block flying. Whenever a creature you control with power equal to its toughness attacks, it gains trample until end of turn. Ifrit Flame Painter. She was in our last deck. So it has double strike. Whenever Ifrit Flame Painter deals combat damage to a player, you may cast target instant or sorcery card from your graveyard without paying its mana cost. If that spell would be put into your graveyard, exile it instead, so you get a double cast, basically. And our commons for Mystical Archive is Duress. So sorcery, target opponent reveals their hand, you choose a non-creature, non-land card from it. That player discards that card. So, meh. Meh. Put that with my tokens. Alright. And then we're going to go ahead and open up this one now. So like I said, this one's going to be directly color related to our school. So we will take advantage of that. But as for the commons, we're going to just go ahead and skip. This one kind of had a rare and a weird spot. Alright, so Stonebind Familiar. Whenever one or more cards are put into exile during your turn, put a +1/+1 counter on Stonebind's Familiar. This ability triggers only once per turn. Hall Monitor. Haste. Target creature can't block if you pay colorless and a red. And then we've got Ardent Dust Speaker. Whenever Ardent Dust Speaker attacks, you may put an instant or sorcery card from your graveyard on the bottom of your library. If you do exile the top 2 cards of your library, you may play those cards this turn. Sparring Regime. So when Sparring Regime enters the battlefield, learn. So you can grab one of those learn cards or lesson cards, or you can discard a card and draw a card, or you don't have to do anything. So it's because of the you may that makes it so you don't have to do it. So whenever you attack, put a +1/+1 counter on target attacking creature and untap it. So not bad. I do like that card. It's a good enchantment. An Inkling token, Elemental token. They're double-sided with spirits. And so, yeah. That is all the packs. So I'm just going to take a moment here. And I'm going to think through a deck. And we're going to go ahead and see what we can do. But the colors got to be red-white. Alright, and we are back. I have created our deck. This one I feel a lot better about in comparison to the other one. So we have, just going through the cards, defend the campus for an instant. Choose one creature you control, get +1/+1 until end of turn. Or destroy target creature with power 4 or greater. We have that doesn't actually get to go in here, but that's fine. I think I had one extra anyways. The spell can't be countered for Heated Debate. Heated Debate deals 4 damage to target creature, Planeswalker, so damage. Pigment Storm. Pigment Storm deals 5 damage to target creature. Excess damage is dealt to creatures' controllers instead, so you hit them for 1, kill their creature, the remaining 4 goes to the player, so that's kind of the most hopeful situation. Zephyr Boots, equipped creature has flying. Whenever equipped creature deals combat damage to a player, draw a card and then discard a card, so it's at least a draw engine, but more importantly it gives flying, and you'll notice that there's kind of a flying theme with this deck. Equipped creature gets +1/+1 and has Vigilance and Trample, Team Pennant, so we're gonna put that on there. And then I love this one. You can then, whenever you cast Sparring Regimen, whenever you attack, put a +1 counter on target attacking creature and then tap it. So that's cool because then you get a blocker. Fuming Effigy, I like this one. Not that he's a flyer, but he's a 4/3. But whenever one or more cards leave your graveyard, Fuming Effigy deals 1 damage to each opponent. So just small plinks. I thought it might be a fun little mechanic. And then Lorehold Mage, he's not a flyer either. Has first strike though, so it does its 2 damage first. And then whenever you cast or copy an instant spell or sorcery spell, Lorehold Pledge Mage gets +1/+0 until end of turn. So basically he becomes a 3/2 when you cast spells, instants or sorceries. I chose the haste on this one Tome Shredder just so you could have a quick creature out that has haste and doing damage, but then you can exile an instant or sorcery card from your graveyard, put a +1/+1 counter on this if you tap it. So my idea was this plus those other ones, you could start doing damage. Now we're getting into the flies. Because I wanted to just have a couple quick engines in here for this deck. So at the beginning, of combat. On your turn, target creature you control gets +1/+0 and gains vigilance until end of turn. Vigilance is where you don't tap when you attack. So Combat Professor felt like a good option. Flying was the only reason why I decided to use this. But taking a look at him, because he's 4 mana for 2/1, When Biblioplex Assistant enters the battlefield, put up to 1 target instant or sorcery card from your graveyard on top of your library. So it gives you a little bit of a return. But this deck I don't think wants it returned. Wants things exiled. And then we have Campus Guide. When Campus Guide enters the battlefield, you may search your library for a basic land, reveal it, and then shuffle and put it on top. So land search. Pillar Drop Rescuer. Flying. When Pillar Drop Rescuer enters the battlefield, return target creature card with mana 3 or less from your graveyard to your hand. So at least get some creatures back. Lorehold Pledge Mage has first strike. Again, we talked about it. Twin Scroll Shaman, we are looking at double strike, so he's actually a 2 damage creature versus just a 1. Stonerise Spirit, flying, you may pay 4, exile a card from your graveyard. Again, this is going to play into our 2 red cards, so we have multiple engines where we're flying above, but exiling cards from graveyards just to deal excess damage. We have Combat Professor again, good card. We have the Cogwork Archivist. He has reach, so he can block flyers. You can pay 2 and tap him, put target card from a graveyard on top of its owner's library, so you could kind of annoy someone. Put target card from graveyard. Yeah, if they had a land, you could just keep giving them a land in their graveyard, but that's interesting. And then we have Ardent Dust Speaker. Whenever Ardent Dust Speaker attacks, you may put an instant or sorcery card from your graveyard on the bottom of your library. If you do, exile the top 2 cards of your library. You may play those cards this turn, so hopefully you have enough mana, but just a creature is all that one was. Returned Pass Caller, flying. When Returned Pass Caller enters the battlefield, return target spirit, instant, or sorcery card from your graveyard to your hand, so be able to recast. The Efreet Flame Painter has double strike, so instead of a 1/4, it's technically a 2/4. Whenever Efreet Flame Painter deals combat damage to a player, you may cast target instant or sorcery card from your graveyard without paying its mana cost. If that spell would be put into your graveyard, exile it instead. Again, it's just extra stuff for the deck. Then Elite Spellbinder. He's a flying. When Elite Spellbinder enters the battlefield, look at target's opponent's hand. You may exile a non-land card from it. For as long as that card remains exiled, its owner may play it. A spell cast this way costs 2 more to cast. So, it's a good flyer, and why not annoy someone? So, yeah, that's really what the deck would be looking like. If I'd play, I feel like this one would probably get me somewhere. I would be happy to play it. And so if you enjoyed this, let me know. If you would have chose different cards that I pulled, let me know that as well. And as always, thank you for watching. Do the YouTube thing, and have a good day.